This is Carmine Basilio. In a few moments you will hear my greatest sports thrill.
This is Harry Wismer. What you are about to hear is a transcribed story of a great fighter and an event our special guest Carmine Basilio considers his greatest sports thrill. And Carmine himself is here to tell us all about it. But first, here is Bill Raddick with a message of interest from your United States Air Force.
If you're a high school senior with a yen for some real adventure after graduation and good solid security as well, the place for you is the United States Air Force. Yes, the Air Force offers you this unbeatable combination: further education, security, full pay while you learn, and a chance to travel, to share adventure, excitement, and plenty of good times with young men like yourself. As an airman, you'll receive the finest training in the world in one of more than 400 different specialized subjects. You'll train with young men who will be quick to appreciate your aptitudes and talents, and you'll advance as high as your interest and ability can take you. The Air Force offers high school grads a lifetime of opportunity, security, and adventure. See your Air Force recruiter now and learn how you can go places faster as an airman in the United States Air Force. Now back to Harry Wismer.
To the people in and around Syracuse, there is nobody quite like Carmine Basilio. This craggy-faced, iron-chinned welterweight champion of the world with rock-hard body and heavy-hitting hands is their boy. He's a hometown hero today, but it is doubtful whether any fighter suffered so many setbacks and underwent so much discouragement before finally achieving his goal of becoming a champion. Those days, of course, are all gone now, but Basilio never has and never will forget them, and he's eternally grateful. If ever a person deserved the rich rewards that go with a world championship, Basilio did. He earned his success the hard way. Through the sports pages and the radio, he became interested in boxing. Carmine first wore boxing gloves at 14. Exactly 13 days before his 18th birthday, he entered the service. That was in April 1945. His first pro fight came 1 year and 2 days after he left the service on November the 24th, 1948. He won his share of fights and was a pleasing puncher, but for some reason, the fans did not like his style. Married less than a year and dead broke, Carmine was on the verge of sending his wife back home to her parents until he could get back on his feet again. But, as he put it, he punched it out. He gave up fighting and got a job in an electrical parts factory, earning $55 a week. It was about this time up in Syracuse that Norman Rothschild, Carmine's old friend, embarked on a career as a promoter. He reawakened in Basilio an interest in the boxing game and managed to arrange a match for him with Chuck Davey, who was then gaining national recognition. The fight went on. When it was all over, Basilio's hand was raised in victory. Several days later, however, on appeal to the New York State Athletic Commission, the verdict was changed to a draw. The referee, it seemed, had failed to mark his vote for 2 rounds. A return bout with Davey was rushed into the Chicago Stadium. This time, the ex-Michigan State southpaw won the decision in 10 rounds. Basilio impressed the Chicago clientele, and the IBC matched him with Billy Graham in the Chicago Stadium. Graham easily defeated Basilio in 10 rounds. Going home from Chicago, Carmine insisted he wanted a return match with the New York boxing master. After successful outings against Ike Williams, Vic Cardell, and Carmine Fiore, among others, Basilio was rematched with Graham, this time in a 12-rounder for the New York State Welterweight Championship. The lesson of their first fight stayed with Basilio. He banged Graham around the body, won the decision, and became the New York State Welterweight Champion. In September 1953, Basilio came close to winning the title from Kid Gavilan when he dropped a questionable decision after flooring the flashy Cuban for only the 2nd time in his career. After that, the Kid wanted no part of Basilio. Johnny Saxton came along to relieve Gavilan of his crown, and he in turn lost it by a knockout to Boston's Tony DeMarco. Now, Basilio wasn't to be bypassed. A state senator from the Syracuse district arose in the New York State legislature and asked for the outlawing of boxing if Carmine Basilio wasn't given a chance at the welterweight title. So, for his 63rd professional bout, Basilio finally got his second chance at the welterweight championship. He finished off DeMarco in 1 minute and 52 seconds of the 12th round in Syracuse and won the crown. 6 months later, in his first defense of his title, he again faced DeMarco, this time in the challenger's hometown, Boston. Basilio virtually duplicated the triumph. Again, he won on a TKO. The referee called a halt in the name of compassion at 1 minute 54 seconds of the 12th round, a difference of 2 seconds for the two fights. Because of these two thrilling battles, Carmine Basilio was awarded the Edward J. Neal Memorial Plaque in 1955 by the New York Boxing Writers Association as the Fighter of the Year, an honor he so richly deserved. Now, let's go back to that night in Syracuse, New York, when Carmine Basilio staged one of the most exciting comebacks in the history of the ring to win the welterweight championship of the world from Tony DeMarco. There's the bell, ending the 11th round, and DeMarco is going back to the wrong corner. What a round that was. Now the doctor has come into the ring and is looking at the champion's badly cut eye. Referee Harry Kessler has also come over to have a look at DeMarco's eye. This battle between DeMarco and Carmine Basilio, the challenger, here in Syracuse, has been one of the greatest we've ever broadcast. Both boys have fought right down to the bell in every round so far. DeMarco, who was down twice in the exciting 10th round, has come back to gain a slight edge, even though he was wobbly at the bell a moment ago. Basilio, who trailed in the early part of the fight, in the opinion of the ringsiders, will have to score a knockout if he wants that championship. This has been a rugged contest all the way. I see Sammy Fuller, whom a lot of you folks might remember as a lightweight out of Boston back in the 20s, whispering words of encouragement to the champion in his corner as we're about ready for the bell and round 12. And there it is. DeMarco is pushed out to the center of the ring where he's met by Basilio, who has his left hand high and his right still low. There's the left hook to the side of Basilio's face, landed by DeMarco, and Carmine counters with a left to the body and the right to the jaw that jars the champion. Now they move in close and fall into a clinch and are separated by the referee. DeMarco on his toes, circling around to the left of Basilio, lashes out with another left hook to the challenger's head. But Basilio comes back with a hook to the body and a right-hand shot to DeMarco's eye. And the Syracuse fans are roaring for their hometown idol. That last punch opened up the cut over the champion's left eye again. This could mean trouble. Basilio walks in now and lets go of the barrage of lefts and rights to DeMarco's head and sends the champion reeling into the ropes. This crowd has gone wild. Quickly now, Basilio moves in close and pounds away with a terrific hook to the body and a right that lands on DeMarco's jaw. He's on top of the champion now, flailing away to the midsection. DeMarco is helpless. He is not defending himself. Referee Harry Kessler moves in between the fighters now, and he's stopping the contest. Kessler has moved in and put his arms around the helpless DeMarco, and it's all over. Basilio's seconds are jumping all over the ring. Now Carmine's wife is in the ring, and his mom and dad climbed in too. This is something I've never seen before. The whole Basilio family are hugging and kissing each other while millions of folks are watching over their television sets. Now here's the announcement from the ring.
Time, 1 minute, 52 seconds of the 12th round. Winner and new welterweight champion of the world, Carmine Basilio.
And you heard the announcement, but I don't think Basilio heard it. He was kneeling in his corner praying. He had not forgotten, even in the wild acclaim surrounding his greatest victory, to give thanks to God. Now, before you meet our special guest, Carmine Basilio, in person, and hear about his greatest sports thrill, here is a message of interest to all young men who want to go places faster.
Every new sports season is a record-breaking season. Today's athletes are faster, stronger, better equipped in every way. The pace is getting faster all the time. And that applies to young men who are moving ahead toward successful careers, too. Many of these young men are going into the United States Air Force. They know they can secure their future and get training that will pay big dividends. Yes, as an airman in the Air Force, you train with young men who are quick to appreciate your abilities and aptitudes. You receive the finest, most intensive technical training there is, and while you learn, you earn good pay. As an airman, you enjoy plenty of opportunity for sky-high adventure, plus down-to-earth security, too. You fill a position of responsibility, because your job on the ground or in the air is of vital importance to your country and to you. See your nearest Air Force recruiter and learn how high school grads go places faster in the United States Air Force. Now back to Harry Wismer.
Carmine Basilio, what was your greatest sports thrill?
Well, Harry, I don't think there's any more of a thrill than winning a championship, and when I won the welterweight title in June of last year, I don't think that I was ever thrilled more.
When you were a youngster, did you have any boxer that you especially admired?
Yes, Harry, Jimmy Braddock was always my idol when I was a little boy. And when Joe Louis knocked him out to win this championship from him, I cried like a little baby.
Yes, Carmine, Jim Braddock was a great fighter and a credit to the boxing game. But who has given you your toughest fight?
Well, I don't think that in all the fights that I've had and all the fights that I'll probably have from here on in that I'll ever run into a guy to give me a tougher fight than Tony DeMarco.
Carmine, a lot of people listening here have never been to a training camp. When you are getting ready for a big fight, could you tell us what a day in camp is like?
Well, Harry, in serious training for a big fight, every fight is a big fight, as far as I'm concerned. The first thing you do is early in the morning, you get up just as soon as it's daylight and run anywhere from 4 to 5 miles. Of course, a fellow like Rocky Marciano, being a heavyweight, has to take off more weight, will run maybe 6 or 7 or 8 miles. But I'm just a welterweight, and if I ran that far, I'd take off too much weight. So I run anywhere from 4 to 5 miles. Then I'll go home and take a shower, lay around a while, and then I'll have a breakfast about, say about 9:30 or 10 o'clock in the morning. And then about 12 noon, I'll leave for the gymnasium and start off after I have my hands bandaged and everything. I'll shadow box 2 rounds, and if I'm boxing, I'll box anywhere from 3 to 6 rounds. Then I'll punch the heavy punching bag, maybe 2 to 3 rounds, the fast bag or speed bag, 2 to 3 rounds, skip rope. There's a table to do body exercise on to strengthen the muscles in my stomach, and I'll get on there and do a lot of exercises. A shower, a rub down, and back home, get to bed before 10, if it's at all possible.
What advice do you give young fellows who want to take up boxing as a career?
Well, to any young fellow that wants to enter sports, regardless of what field of sports it is, he's always got to remember one thing, that he's got to work hard, and if he intends to be good at it, he's got to put his whole heart and soul into just one thing. That's that particular sport that he's interested in if he expects to be successful. So always remember, do a lot of hard work.
Thank you very much, Carmine Basilio, welterweight champion of the world.
Greatest Sports Thrills with top personalities in the world of sports is narrated by Harry Wismer, directed by Gene Kirby, written by Arthur Suskin Jr., and presented by the United States Air Force in cooperation with this station. This is Bill Reddick speaking. The preceding was transcribed.